Hi. What am I musing about today? Early death. Have you guys ever been in love? I was once. So long ago and far away. But I was in love once, and I just found out he died. This is such a weird feeling that my one and only true love passed and is no longer here. And what's worse is knowing and taking accountability for being part of his early demise. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. What I did is I took this true love, this gift, this rare gift, and I threw cocaine in the mix. Yeah. Isn't that cool? Oh, yeah. I do want to say that, for the record, I was a product of the 80s, and I grew up in a really cool shanty in Southwest Florida called Sarasota. And Florida was literally awash with pure ass cocaine. Oh, yeah. It was everywhere. I remember going to a party when I was 12 years old, a neighborhood party, and they put out lines of pure cocaine. My goodness, the mayhem. And two, you have to understand how we're programmed, because we're all under MK Ultra. And by the way, I believe MK stands for Millennial Kingdom, because that's what the hell they're brainwashing us for. So we don't even see Jesus's buildings. Oh, yeah. We're all under severe attack and under severe mind control and frequency wars and chemtrails. But you know what? That's another video. I'm just prefacing this because I'm trying to seize it and take hold of it that I might understand it. He's 55 years old and on a list for a liver transplant, in total liver failure. And I know that I contributed to that. And it really wasn't me. It was the demons within me. See? And so back to what the reptiles do to men and women and children is they glamorize. You know, they glamorized cocaine with several movies. Scarface, anyone? You know, Miami Vice and all the, you know, the cocaine, all of it. It was all propagandized, and I bought it hook, line, and sinker, and it sunk me, and it sunk him, and it certainly destroyed our relationship. We lasted all in all almost 7 years. But I tell you, it was true love. And that's rare. But But I was in that scene, that Florida scene, and now on the theater and acting track and out to LA, and that's how we met. I mean, I came home for the holidays, okay, in 1999. And as the new century was about to turn, man, it was an exciting time. I was 30 years old. I had the world by the tail, and the Sarasota Film Festival was going on, and wouldn't it be neat? And I did volunteer and rubbed elbows with all of that. And then when I was partying with two of my brother-like friends, Jim Hines and Warren, I'll never forget it. It was 1999, and the whole flat earth was, just going ape shit, right? And if you're human, you do go ape shit. Because if you're a human and you call yourself that, you're actually calling yourself a primate. Oh yeah, look it up. See, that again, it's the reptiles. And the reptiles, they glamorized drugs for me. They showed me movies and made movies that made cocaine look awesome. But it was treacherous. There ain't nothing good about cocaine. Are you kidding me? But a couple of my buddies said in 1999, and I flew in from LA, and it was a big celebration. They said, hey, we're going to a party, gonna be ecstasy, we're gonna roll. I said, roll, yeah. So I was all about the drugs and the fast lane, wanting to keep up with the Brat Pack, and now to learn that every one of them are transgendered, and every one of them have been defiled since birth. So, it's all a show, but I didn't know that at the time. At that time, 1999, I was all about it. And wasn't I cool to do all these drugs? Yeah. No. But it was a good night nonetheless, because I met my true love on that night. And how romantic is that, right? That Spencer was the very first person I've ever met in the new century. Because the two guys, my buddies and I, we walked into this party, and I plopped down on a couch as we watched, a new century come in. Even though the timeline's bullshit, okay, but all that's for another video. I'm talking about my true love right now. And there he was. There he was. To my right. And it was one of those instant things, just like, boom. It's like you meet and then you're Velcroed type thing. Like we were meant to walk it when we found each other and we began. I can't believe he's gone. I can't. He's gone. He's not. But he's gone from here, but he's gone from my life for a very long time. The demons in me broke him. And they did that with cocaine and driving a nasty cocaine addiction. And here's the thing, and here's the truth, and my accountability, okay, is I just don't think that Spencer would have driven to that ghetto by himself ever, okay? And at the time, I was running from trauma. And my solution was any kind of mind-altering substance I could shove in any orifice. This, primarily, right? But any drug. I never said no to nothing, because I was fueled by this notion that to live this way was the way to live. And boy, was I wrong. But here's the problem, is I took him with me. See? He didn't object. No, he did not object. He followed the adventure, because what happened was when we met, it was like 10 minutes into the new century, 2000, right? That's when we met. And then I went back to LA, and he drove there and was there within the month. Okay? We were Velcro. It was true blue spankin' love. Okay? And that never dies. But what I learned was, and what I'm learning, because I'm a believer since 2018 when Jesus Christ saved a wretch like me, okay? But I wasn't a believer until the age of 48. And with all the drugs and the suicidal idolization and I was so lost. I did not know my left hand from my right. I was like the children in Nineveh at that time. I needed Jonah to tell me the truth. I was very demonized, and he didn't know it, and neither did I. I didn't know that when I walked down the aisle to him, which was one of the happiest moments in this experience, to become a wife, holy in holy matrimony, even though I was not near holy. It's probably like defamation to our Father, but no, because it was love. And they can't take that away. They can steal it from here, but love is everlasting, just like their eternal damnation will be. What I've learned as a believer is that demons, disembodied Nephilim, okay, they had bodies before. That's why they're so desperate to try to get into ours. See? Got it? They want in us in order to sin. Get it? That's all it is. And it's ancient because it goes back to Genesis 4:6. Genesis 4:6 broke me out of all New Age belief. One scripture within prison walls when a teacher in Dublin, California, at that federal prison where I was spending 28 days for a fourth federal DUI that I got in Glacier National Park. Aren't I cool? Yeah. No. It was a cry for help, and I got it because I came into that prison totally lost, like a child in Nineveh before Jonah arrived, okay? I was that lost. I thought Jesus was a teacher like Buddha. Can you imagine? I was caught up in New Age, and it was this scripture right here. Yeah. Genesis 4:6 that told me that evil is personified and it knocks at our temple door, and his desire is for you And our Holy Father said to Cain, rule over it. Cain never did. He didn't. And that sin was murder. We know this. But I'll tell you this. I didn't know that demons even were real. And I was almost 50. That's how bamboozled I was. And I know this, but back to our very tender and very short-lived Romeo and Juliet story that became Sid and friggin' Nancy, okay? Sans the needles. We smoked, okay? What I didn't know that I know now is that, and this goes for every single one of us, is the demons within us wants only to kill, destroy, and steal and embody and inhabit a human in order to sin, okay? But here's the caveat, okay? Demons attack and do all these things to anything that's in front of them. That's what I've learned, okay? So that means animals, children, men, women, plates, glass, windows, baseball bats. If you've got violent demons, then you're breaking shit, you know? And it's always there because what I've found too is demons latch on to an emotion. Their favorite is anger, and probably second would be lust, okay? But anger, they can do so much damage with. And looking back now, and I minister to women in jail because that's where I was saved. And that's where New Age was dusted. All my New Age stupidity. We reincarnate. Shut the F up, man. This is school. There's no hell. That's what I believed. That's what the dirtbag blinded my eyes with. Well, I ain't blind any longer, and I lost. He was lost, Spencer. And let me tell you how fierce those demons were upon that poor boy, that man, that young man. And I have to take accountability for this. Because at the end of the day, what did our Father say to Cain? Same thing he said to me over and over. I just didn't hear it. I didn't obey, which was, the sin's desire is for you. Rule over it. Keep your temple doors shut, locked. Keep armor on. I knew none of this. I knew none of this. I only knew that true love was extinguished, destroyed, smoked up altogether. And that which was so light tumbled into sheer darkness. I want to be of the holy elect, that I can judge these mother fofos. Judge them. I want to judge them. The long effects of the damage done in such a short time. It was a blink of an eye, really, that we were together. It was a blink of an eye that it went from great to shit because of cocaine and alcohol and mayhem and just Demons, man, they took over. They did. We were both unbelievers at that time. Do you know what I did? I was such a witch, or so I thought. I practiced the occult. Okay. So for our wedding date, I cast charts, astrological charts. Yeah. So lost. He's found. So am I. He could have called. He could have reached out, but he didn't. He was sick. I didn't know it. He didn't share that with me, none of it. I have to respect that. Such a bad ending. You can imagine, after all the money was gone and we had nowhere to go and we were basically homeless and helpless and hopeless and just messes of a man and a woman and a marriage in shambles in the ash of a Brillo pad. He's home. Spencer is home. And he knows now all of it, all the truth of it. And I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I found out this news 2 days ago. His mother reached out. And I'm glad she did. I'm glad to know. I had no idea. I finally let go because I realized how insane I was and that there was no reviving what we had. None. It was. No. There was no reviving. There are flies here. I kind of think those are the demons from him. I kind of do. I kind of think these flies, because I've got about 3 of them flying around, I do believe that these are sent from the demons that were released from Spencer, from the trauma that I committed against him, that the demons through me totally attacked him. He was the verbal punching bag for those demons, and they wanted a lot of things. They wanted midnight runs to the ghetto to get more. It was unbelievably abusive to him, and he knows the truth of it now. Interestingly, and I'll leave it with this, I found out about Spencer's death exactly 2 days after October 7th, or maybe even the 8th, I learned of it. One or the other. But the point is October 7th, 2025, that just occurred, that would have marked our 24th wedding anniversary, had we made it. And on that day, I did not know that he had passed. And yet a question came through my mind. And it was, if you could, would you go back to that day? My answer was, and it will always, always be, yes. 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 For true love, yes. But I would have slightly changed the plan a little. We would have gone to premarital counseling with a Christian. We would have we would have not chosen cocaine, but we would have grabbed our Callaways instead. We would have hit the links, huh, Spencer? We would have hit the links. Okay. I guess I'll just have to wait till New Jerusalem. See you there, babe.